watching the Bulldog Brewhouse Podcast.
Hey folks, it's we're back here after the Super Bowl and February break for the kids at the parent-teacher week off, and we're back for another episode of the Bulldog Brewhouse Podcast. It's Steve Grover back here again. We got a special episode. This is March 6, 2024, and I've got the dudes from Calgary Harley present here. I've got Tom and Kobi. So boys, how are you doing?
Good. Really
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy to be back.
Happy for you to be back because you're on my podcast last year.
Yeah.
And Tom's a new guest.
First one, yeah.
So now we got the dynamic duo here from Calgary Harley, correct?
Yeah. And we arrived this time on time.
Yeah.
And we were dry.
Okay.
Right.
And now, did you ride your bikes or no?
No.
No.
Not
Minus
today.
17. No.
Yeah, it's a little cold for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We even came in separate vehicles just so that we could, stay as fresh as we could and keep the dialogue flowing and going.
Okay,
right.
Great. Okay. So thanks for coming today. Let's talk about a little bit about you. Like, we all know who you are. You're Kobi, sales manager at Calgary Harley, correct? Is that still your position?
That is still my position.
Okay.
I got a slight promotion. I'm now the general sales manager at Calgary Harley.
Okay. So what does a general sales manager at Calgary Harley do?
The same thing I did before.
Okay.
Just I do more general things.
Okay. And then Tom, what's if no one knows who you are, what's your position at Calgary Harley?
Assistant sales manager, and I've been with the dealership for 31 years.
31 years. And they still haven't kicked you out yet?
I still haven't got rid of me.
They keep you around? Okay.
We can't
You
get
must
rid
be
of
doing something right.
Yeah, okay. So what's new in the Harley world? Because I know in January they always reveal their new bikes. And so we're in 2024. So if you want to tell my viewers what's new and brand spanking new for Harley this year.
Oh, well, where do you want to start? We've got quite a bit of fresh stuff to the lineup. They just introduced a new Road Glide and a new Street Glide that has just recently come out in the new body style with a new 117 cubic inch motor.
New CVOs this year. They've taken the new body style for the Street Glide and the Road Glide, and then they've taken it a step further and created a new CVO Road Glide ST.
Oh, okay. And that's the Black Raven one and the white
Correct.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
It's
I think
the hottest bike right now.
why is it the hottest bike?
Everybody wants one.
Why?
It's beautiful.
Yeah?
If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out.
Okay. No, I saw it at the bike show because I was at the Edmonton bike show, and then I was at the Calgary bike show. I was just at the Halifax bike show, but there's no Harley there. Okay. So
They didn't have one of those there in Halifax?
They didn't even have a Harley.
You should have called us.
Dealership there at all. I know they've got privateers out there. They've got Harley Moncton, and they've got the one in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
There was no Harley dealership there at all, or bikes. So what's so special about it's called the Road Glide CVO ST. What's so special about that?
So it's basically a bike that's been built for the track that Harley Davidson has brought out. A lot of it's really inspired by the races and everything else that have been going on as far as King of the Baggers is concerned. So that's kind of where the inspiration comes from. It's a very stripped down CVO in comparison to what customers normally would get out of a CVO, where you get a lot of the creature comforts and luxury items behind it. And this bike is strictly built for the track.
Okay, so it's a stripped down Road Glide CVO ST.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
you-
got the
go ahead.
121 motor in it, but it's not a VVT, so it's not a variable valve time motor. And they're actually getting better power out of that motor than they were out of the 121 VVT.
Okay.
They've improved the suspension on it. They've gone to the rear fully adjustable rear suspension on it, inverted forks on it. I mean, everything about the bike is geared for performance.
Okay, so so what's King of the Baggers? I know what it is. Well, can you explain what King of Baggers is, sort of, to my viewers?
It's a big race that's happening down in the States between Harley Davidson, Indy, and who else is involved in that?
The criteria behind it is that you have to race a bike that is considered a bagger. So it has to have saddlebags on it. Has to be in regular production through one of the manufacturers.
Okay.
And it's highly modified. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, you take a look at it. It's pretty crazy.
No, I've seen the circuit. I know they have it on the circuit at the racetrack in Atlanta, Georgia, which I frequent every quarter during the year. And I think they have a race in Seattle too. They don't have a race up here in Canada yet for the baggers, do they?
Not that I've seen, no.
You think they'll come up here at all or no?
Well, Maybe you should sponsor one.
No, I
and bring it
don't
on.
I don't have any money anymore.
You guys got a great idea.
Okay. All right. So it's a Road Glide CVO ST. Is it lowered kind of bike compared to the regular Road Glide?
Is it
No,
lower?
I don't think it is. I think it's similar height to the regular production ST, but it's got way better suspension. It's designed to get into corners and pull yourself out of them.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the both the new Road Glide and the Street Glide and the CVO lineups, they've all gone for the shorter bags, right?
Mhm.
Instead of having the stretch bags that we've had traditionally in the past.
Yeah.
So there's more ground clearance, and the
Okay.
trend is definitely going more towards performance baggers and what people want to build out of these bikes. So throughout the whole lineup, Harley Davidson has streamlined. First off, they got a new bag design, but they've also streamlined them all so that they are the shorter bags, so you can get into those corners and dip in a little bit harder.
Okay, so I'm familiar with the CVO ST. I saw the black one in the Edmonton show, the Calgary show. I know there's a white one too,
Yeah.
because they have that ad where they have the black and white guys going each
Yeah,
each
the
other.
gold and white pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so why has there been a streamline in the bagger edition, like, the Street Glide and the Road Glide? What are they trying to do? Get into more performance kind of bikes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Harley Davidson's, their biggest selling bikes are the Street Glide and Road Glide. And they're recognizing that as we put more power into these bikes, they need to step up to, bring up their production with this more power. And so they put in bigger motors. They're making the bikes more streamlined. They're making it lighter. They're making the bikes better suspension. And designing them because that's their biggest selling bikes. And this is what customers are asking from Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I know the CVO ST has like one seat. There's not a little seat on the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's more performance kind of bike.
Well, they've lightened up the bike every which way they can. They've kind of chorused that throughout both models. So the Street Glide itself is 18 pounds lighter than it was previous. And now the Road Glide is 16 pounds lighter than it was previous. With the new CVO Road Glide ST, you also have a forged carbon fiber front fender, forged carbon fiber dashboard on the tank, and then there's the little cowl on the backside there. So you're taking away a lot of those, ounce by ounce. Harley Davidson is shaving the weight off of these bikes in order to get the performance out of them that they want.
So they're going away from a touring kind of bike to more of a performance bike?
Well, they
Just
still
in that one bike.
Yeah, they still have the touring segment. I mean, it's still a big segment for Harley. But I think customers are asking Harley, we want more out of these bikes. That's not my dad's bike. I'm not riding that one. I want to take this one out on the weekend and I want to go fast and have fun with it.
Yeah, but we still have in the lineup, we still have the CVO Street Glide and the CVO Road Glide. They're now available in two different colors. You've got your legendary orange, which is your premium paint. And I mean, the silver on that is actually hand brushed a gunslinger using a paintbrush, and they're all 100% unique. They're absolutely stunning and gorgeous. And then another new color called Copperhead, which is a chameleon color. It shifts and changes as you view it. So
okay, all right. So is there a younger generation of Harley riders that are demanding more of these performance baggers now?
Yeah, I think so. I think just in general, people riding these bikes. I mean, you've got almost two groups. You got the people that, it's more about. It's less about the money and it's more about time. They don't have time to customize the bikes like this. They don't want to spend the effort to do it themselves. And it's just so much easier to, buy this bike. It's already done up and I can get on and go.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I always know about Harley is they're always talking about like the crowd of the Harley riders are getting older and stuff like that. So is Harley like interjecting the newer riders into the Harley culture too?
it's interesting when you go to, some like the events, like the 120th anniversary last year. And, when we actually drill down who our clientele is, we're 40% millennial, 40% baby boomer, and about 20% Gen Xers.
Okay.
So, I mean, we have a real good spread.
Yeah.
And the lineup right now is very dynamic to kind of cater to every audience, from that entry-level rider all the way up to, the very, very seasoned rider that's looking for something totally different. And that's really where I think this new Road Glide CVO ST comes into play, is that you've got this luxury item that's kind of in our high CVO bracket, but this bike is strictly designed for the track, more than anything else. Now, are you a traditional CVO rider or are you into that CVO Road Glide ST? So,
okay. So so we have this new track out in Carstairs, Rocky Mountain Performance Track. Are you guys planning to take one of those STs out to the track this summer, maybe?
I don't think we're going to have the opportunity.
No.
That's the problem. It's just trying to get your hands on one of these bikes right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a pretty considerable waiting list to get one right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to fill as many of the orders as we possibly can, but that's
It-
where the hype of this bike
Yeah,
is.
I
It's
mean,
very elevated.
If you want one of these bikes this year, the way to get it is you have to put a deposit on one.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, to wait around for one to appear on a floor anywhere in Canada, I don't think that's going to happen this year.
So if you're on the waiting list now, you're going to get one for 2024, right?
We're going to try and fill your order in
Intention, yeah.
2020.
But before November?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, last year, the same thing happened with the lowrider STs. And at one point, we had 27 deposits on them, and they were filled by June.
Yeah.
So how many deposits do you have right now on the CVO ST?
Currently
black
13.
or white? 13?
Yeah.
And
Did we
how
take
many-
one earlier today? I think it was.
No, I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're working on
And
it.
so of the numbers, you either have a black option or a white option. So what's the numbers on the black and white? Is it 50-50?
No, the black right now is probably it's 80-20.
Okay.
Yeah, people love that Raven metallic, and
So
that's,
who buys the white one?
I would buy the white
Yeah,
one.
no
Honestly,
problem.
when you see the white one in person, it is jaw dropping. It is absolutely gorgeous. The golden white pearl that comes out of it, the gold that comes out of that bike, just
There's so
blows
much
your mind.
depth in it. It's such a rich
Mhm.
color. It's
So if someone has hypothetically, if someone has a deposit on the black one, would you recommend him or her to change it to a white one?
Well, we're gonna fill all the white orders first, right? That's just it. If you're in line for a white one,
Yeah.
we separate the lineup, right?
Okay.
And then if let's just say we got over allocated on a white one, we're going to try and move it to somebody that's on a black one, or
Mhm.
see if there's another dealer that's got a black one that needs to swap it a white one
Okay.
for.
So hopefully
But,
that person will get CVO ST by the fall.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? You're not going to go wrong with either color. I think
Yeah.
because when we had that bike at the bike show
Mhm.
just recently here, they showed off the black one. That's what everybody was looking at.
Mhm.
Everybody that's come in to see the white one that we've had at the dealership, their jaws on the ground.
Do you
It's
have one
gorgeous.
at the dealership right now?
We actually have one at the car show this
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm in Atlanta tomorrow till Saturday, so I better pop down Sunday and check it out, right?
Yeah.
the white one's it's worth seeing. It's
Okay.
beautiful.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of our good clients actually was kind enough to let us bring it down to the bike show so that we
Oh,
can show
okay.
it off, or the car
Okay.
show so we can
Okay.
show it off.
All right. So that's the hot bike right now.
Mhm.
Now you mentioned it. Okay, so 40% of your clientele at Harley are baby boomers. 20% is Gen X's, and then the other 40% are millennials. Correct.
Yep.
So let's break it down, because everyone's always interested, because they always say, okay, Harley's dying, and their riders are dying, they're getting old. So a baby boomer, 40% of your clientele is baby boomer. What would they buy? What model would they buy?
They're in the CVO range usually.
CVO. So what do they spend in for a CVO now?
Or it's funny that you ask that, because it's either CVO or else they're downsizing and they're going back to a smaller bike.
Okay, so so the baby boomers are buying CVOs,
Yeah.
Street Glide or Road Glide, and which one's the more popular one to buy?
Road Glide.
Road Glide. Okay, and then if they want to go to a smaller bike, which bike are they going to now?
A lot of them are they're getting to the point in age that they don't want to hold up a big bike.
Mhm.
They're not doing the big tours anymore. So a lot of them are trading them in. They're getting something a little bit softer, like a soft tail, a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
They'll probably go down to a Heritage.
Heritage.
Because they
yeah.
still want to have a windshield. They still want to have
Yeah.
bags. They want all the creature comforts that the
Okay.
Heritage has.
Okay.
Comparison to everything else.
So-
And the style that suits them as well.
Okay, so they're either going CVO, Street Glide, Road Glide, probably more Road Glide, CVO, and then if they go down, they're going to a Heritage, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think there's going to be a shift here, because these new Road Glides and Street Glides are only 100 pounds heavier
Mhm.
than what a Heritage is.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot of, shift that way,
Mhm.
where you're going to see smaller riders actually want to get into the bagger scene,
Yeah.
right? To get on the Road Glide or the Street Glide, because
Yeah.
it's not such an intimidating bike, especially once you throw a leg over it.
Okay.
And then you feel that difference of just pulling it upright and feeling the weight reduction.
And
that's
a
on
lot of the technology that they have on those CVOs has come down into the regular production line for the Street Glides and Road Glides. So it's got the new body style.
Mhm.
It's got the 12-inch TFT screen on it,
Mhm.
117-inch motor. So it's a big motor, lots
Mhm.
of power there.
Mhm.
And they are a better handling bike than the previous.
Okay. So then the Road Glide, I know they have that shark fairing, but they've changed the face of it this year, haven't
Mhm.
they? And the lights too. So can you explain the my viewers what they did with the Road Glide compared to the years past?
Well, the big difference is that big, huge LED headlight on the front of the bike, and it is bright and it is bold and it stands out. Like one of the big things I picked up on when we were going for a group ride down in Dallas was how much more presence these bikes actually have on the road and how much more visible you are.
Okay.
So they're all LED lights head to toe on the bike all the way through, and it's just like one big huge lens on the Road Glide. It's kind of got a W design that goes through the front end that's an all LED strip, like a daytime running light up front there, and you can't be missed. It's very
They've integrated
distinct.
the turn signals in the front of the bike into the fairing.
Okay.
So there's no independent turn signals sticking out of the bike like an appendage.
And then they've also changed the front fairing of the Street Glide too this year.
Yeah.
So what have they done to it compared to last year's?
So it still has the traditional single style headlamp up front. Again, it's an LED as well, but now they've got two vanes that basically go up the side of the fairings, and those are like very bright and bold orange lights. So it's very distinct when you're making a lane change or signaling.
Yeah, it's integrated into the fairing, just like the Road Glide.
Yeah.
It's just a cleaner look, more streamlined, more modern.
So what's the reaction of the riders now to the new front fairing of the Road Glide and the Street Glide? They like it, or they like the old school kind of look?
You still get both, but I'm seeing a lot more people coming in and actually seeing the bike, sitting on the bike and going, yeah, you know, I can see this. This is really, really nice. I can see where Harley's going with this, and they've done a really nice job of it.
Okay. So what's a Street Glide, Road Glide CVO go for now out the door?
Well, the Street Glide and Road Glide CVOs, they started around 56,000, and then they top out at 74,000.
What do you get for 74 grand?
You get a beautiful paint job.
What, Road Glide or Street Glide version?
On both.
Yeah?
That legendary orange is the premium paint. It's about $7,500 difference than the copperhead paint.
So the fully loaded CVO, either Street Glide or Road Glide, 75 grand all in out the door.
Yeah.
How many of you sold of those?
A few.
You? Yeah. Can
Yeah.
you just come in with their paycheck and give you, or just throw cash on the table and that's done?
Yeah, it's just a big bag.
Yeah,
Just
money,
dump it
like-
out.
I always
Like
tell
Tony
customers,
Montana?
we're very flexible with your money.
Okay. Either cash,
Yeah.
bank draft, or credit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 0% financing you still offer or no?
No.
Not now? No?
Not on those particular bikes. And we don't actually have a 0% financing
Okay.
option, but we get financing as low as 1.99%.
Okay.
So
All right. And then let's talk about Gen X's. When you have a Gen X come into the Calgary Harley, what are they looking at buying?
Gen Xers are kind of all over the charts, right? Because again, it just depends on where they're at in life.
Yeah.
You know,
If they have 3 kids
Right.
and a mortgage and their wife's bitching at them, what would they buy?
freedom.
And
That's what you buy when you buy a Harley Davidson.
then what would you buy if you're in that situation? The Gen
A lot
X?
of them are. Their decisions are based a lot on what they think they can afford, and so they're looking at the bikes that are a little bit, like the Sportsters and maybe the Street Bobs, and beautiful bikes, but they're just at a lower price point.
Okay.
But
All
then
right.
we sell them. We sell a lot of baggers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, they're also a lot of them. A lot of my friends, anyways, they're starting to get to that point where their kids are moving out of the house
Interestingly,
now.
what Harley did this year with the pricing is, especially on Street Glide and Road Glides, is a black Street Glide this year with the 117 motor is actually less money than the Street Glide Special from last year.
But then you got to build it up to get to the
Right.
special level or to the ST level.
Yeah, but
So-
when I saw the new bikes come out in January, they got rid of the Street Glide Special and the Road Glide Special, right? Why did
Right.
they do that this year?
Because what they want to do is they're streamlining dealers' inventory so that
We don't have to carry 25 different models.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of going, they cut it down from 6 models down to 2 models essentially.
Yeah.
But if you still want the special, we now have a special package that you can add to the bike.
Yeah,
we add
it's
it
just
on
one
at the dealer
price.
level.
Yeah, we added in.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much more is that to add the special program?
Special package is around $3,700.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get any pipes with it, or what do they do? What do they do to a Street Glide to make it into special?
So there's a different seat that goes into it. You get
Yeah.
a Screaming Eagle tuner that goes into it. You have a different air cleaner intake that goes onto the bike. There's a different set of pegs, and you also get heated grips as
Yeah.
well
For $3,700, it's a pretty good deal.
installed.
Yeah. Okay. But then now they changed the whole it's not analog anymore. It's all
it's
digital.
12-inch TFT screen.
Yeah.
Beautifully crisp, bright. It's like an iPad sitting up there, and that's got your gauges on it. It's got so much tech in there. The bikes are programmable for different ride modes. It's absolutely amazing what these things do.
So what is the reaction of the Harley riders been to that now? The TFT digital?
As soon as you hit the ignition switch and that lights up, you can just see the smiles come across people's faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's at the level that I think people are expecting from like vehicles, and Harley's done a bang up job on it.
What happens if the power goes out? You don't have your digital screen anymore. What do you do then?
Riding.
Just keep on riding.
Just keep on riding.
Just hope you're going way over the speed limit so the cop doesn't catch you.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Which you can do now. So
yeah, okay.
But, the one thing I really picked up on when I was riding the bikes is, especially with the Road Glide, you used to have the navigation screen up here. You would have the, your speedo and your tach down below, and then you got your fuel gauge over here and your voltage gauge over there. And now everything is all in one spot. So you're lifting your eyes a lot less from the road. It's just a quick glance down and then up, and you're not having to kind of look around so much. So
the traditional Harley riders that are 56 years old, they like the new TFT screen?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's impressive. As soon as you hit that button and it just lights up. It's impressive. It really is.
And you can see it better now, right, Tom?
I can, even with my glasses.
Okay, and then, so if you have millennials come in and shop at Calgary Harley on Saturday, what are they looking at buying?
Lowrider STs.
Lowrider ST all
or
day long?
Lowrider S. We've done
Yeah.
really, really well with Lowrider S again this year.
Okay.
Yeah, Street Bobs are always popular with that group.
Yeah.
They're
not going the bagger route?
No, they still buy baggers. We're still selling Road Glides and Street Glides.
Street Glide and Road Glides are still, they make up almost 50% of our sales for the entire.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Lowrider ST is a popular one right now? Yeah. Because you have a black, white, and then you have a tobacco color that came out just recently.
Yeah, and then we just got a new, there's Red Rock as well.
Yeah.
But we just got a new Enthusiast collection that was just released. That's probably the latest, greatest, newest thing. And a new color called Tobacco Fade, which is actually inspired by a Gibson Les Paul guitar.
Yeah, I've seen the color. Now, do you have one of those in the shop right now, that color?
End of this month. We're actually supposed to be getting.
And what is that out the door? Like 34, 35 grand?
Yeah, it's about 35 grand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty reasonable, but apparently it's jaw-dropping. I mean, we've seen pictures of it, but the images that we've seen online don't do justice in comparison.
Is it as nice as the El Diablo, or would you?
Well, you have an El Diablo, so it's not quite as nice.
Okay, all right.
But pretty close anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really going to have to see it in person. We haven't seen one yet at the store.
Yeah.
And then the reports that we are hearing back from dealers that have gotten them down in the States, they're saying it's jaw-dropping.
Like people just running in, throwing their cash on the table and running
Take
out with
my
the
money.
money.
Yeah,
Take
just
the money,
like everybody else, they just dump it on the table, and then we have a special team that goes into that room and then they count.
They count all the money. They got the counter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's loonies and toonies in Canada, so it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. Okay. And then, so you talked about the Enthusiastic collection. So the tobacco one is part of the Enthusiastic collection this year for 2024.
Yeah. So you can get in the Enthusiast collection this year will be the Tobacco Fade Lowrider ST, Tobacco Fade Ultra Limited, Electric Glide Ultra Limited, and then the Tri-Glide Ultra as well.
Okay. And then what's the icon bike for this year?
That is what's called the Hydroglide.
Is that the red one that's on with the chrome and everything and the tassels? That looks like a little like an
piping
Indian
on the bags, real throwback.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
So have you got one of those in stock yet or no?
We have one allocated to us, but we don't have it in stock yet.
Is it on body yet or no?
Not yet. No.
So if you want, how much is that out the door? Like 34 or so?
What the price out at?
Yeah, they're right around there. 34, 35 out the door.
Yeah, you can tell I've been on the website. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's been shopping.
You just take the 30 and plus $4 or $5 grand and you're out the door, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're in like Moncton, then it's 38 grand with the HST out there, right? Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We get away with just that 5% tax.
Yeah, it's not 15% in New Brunswick or
That's
Nova
insane.
Scotia or Newfoundland, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So like the dealership's going well?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
selling. Yeah, so you're the number one volume dealership in Canada, right?
Yeah, now 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
So we got to
okay.
defend the title for the 4th time.
And what do you guys get from Harley? Do you get like this big Stanley Cup with a bunch of gear?
We got
in
a
it?
golf clap.
They don't
And
say
then
it.
good luck next year, guys.
Yeah,
And then they just increase our targets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't give you a big award.
Well, we did receive an award for the last 3 years achievement. Last year when we went to Milwaukee, and then
That was your award, a free trip to Milwaukee.
Well, I mean, and we got to see Green Day and the Foo Fighters.
Free trip?
Well,
Did you go? Or no?
No, I didn't. Someone's got to stay and work the business.
Okay.
all right, so we got to avoid that topic from now on.
You don't get a trophy for being the number one volume dealer in Canada.
We do. We have a really nice plaque that
Okay.
that
And what does it say on it?
says the greatest. It's like the GOAT,
Yeah.
Calgary Harley
And
Davidson.
it has a picture of Tom Brady right beside it.
No, Tom Wild.
Okay.
Yeah. Finger gun in the camera. Okay, and then Tom Brady next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Patrick Mahomes, whichever one you want to consider.
Tom
They go
Brady's
50.
to go until Patrick Mahomes still has to win like 4 more Super Bowls to pass him. So
All right,
he's
he's
got
working
some
on
work
it.
to do.
Yeah.
And then so that's great. So that the goal is to keep that achievement going every year. This year, 2024.
Yeah, and it's a big achievement, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of dealers out there that put up some fairly significant numbers in
So
the
is it
country.
keeping you up at night, stressing out, water in your
I
face?
sleep. It's just it wakes me up early in the morning.
What
So.
about you, Tom?
Yeah. No,
Yeah?
there's always that pressure because you know,
Mhm.
have you done enough? You can always do more. You know, how many bikes do I need to sell this year?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who's out there for volume? So Calgary Harley's number 1. Who would be 2 and 3 out there in Canada?
Fremont in Laval, Quebec is our
Yeah.
second largest volume dealer in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they speak Francais.
En français.
Oui. Okay. And then who's number 3 then?
Number 3, I think last year was Barnes Langley, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Barnes Harley Davidson and Langley.
So you got to keep the Alberta power going. You can't have the
Yeah.
Quebecois and the BC dealerships pass.
Well,
There's a lot
Alberta
of
and British
pressure.
Columbia actually sell the most amount of Harley Davidsons across the country.
Alberta and BC?
Yeah.
Okay. And why is that?
Could be our weather, could be our terrain, like just
Mhm.
where we live, just could be Western
Because we're
Canadians.
just better.
Yeah. But they have the population in Ontario, like 50 million people live in the horseshoe area. There's a lot of cash in Ontario. You got to admit that. I mean, most immigrants come, they'll go to TO, they'll figure they hate the Liberal government and they'll move to Alberta, right?
It's
and they have
something
no
like
job.
that.
And they
Yeah.
realize they're giving 10% of their sales tax money to the government.
Yeah.
So eventually wake up and come to Calgary,
Yeah.
Edmonton.
And then it all starts off with a T-shirt. Then they meet Tom. Then they buy
Yeah.
a Harley,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that's how it goes.
So why is Quebec doing so well in Laval?
You know, it's a different clientele out there, right?
What's the clientele there?
They are Harley enthusiasts.
Really?
They love their Harley Davidsons,
Yeah.
right? Year over year, I think our competition, as far as even like apparel in the
Mhm.
shirts, everything else, that's their market. They're the kings of that.
Okay.
They sell the most amount of apparel in the country.
So how big square footage is the dealership in Laval? Is it bigger than Calgary Harley, or about the same size?
I think there's a couple dealerships in Quebec that are our size or larger.
Mhm.
There's one that used to be huge. I can't remember. Fremont, I think, was
Mhm.
massive,
Yeah.
Okay.
like 40,000 square feet or something.
And then what about the Barnes and Langley? Is that a big dealership?
They're fairly close to the same size as us, I
Yeah.
would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's part of the Barnes group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're up in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Barnes,
Edmonton, Kelowna, Victoria.
Yeah. They're like
No, Kamloops. No.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Kamloops, yeah. Okay. And then I was reading online, I guess the biggest dealership square footage wise is Scottsdale. Is that true?
In the world.
Yeah, 150,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to that dealership?
I haven't, no.
Have you been there?
No.
So now you got a reason to go to Scottsdale, right?
Yeah.
Scottsdale, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
see the Cardinals, they suck. The Coyotes suck. The Diamondbacks suck. I don't
Yeah.
like Phoenix.
I would like to go see the Coyotes, though. Honestly,
No,
I want to.
I saw a Coyote, like years ago I went to a Coyotes game, they played the Flames.
Yeah.
I mean, that stadium sucks. And they have
That was in the old arena, though, not in the Mullet Arena.
well, they moved to the Arizona State University.
Yeah,
it
to
was
the Mullet
5,000.
Arena.
Yeah, but they had a Tim Hortons in that arena near in Glendale.
Yeah.
But it was a terrible game.
So it's like a Canadian magnet to suck in Canadian.
Well, they had a Tim Hortons
Gotcha.
right in the arena, which is I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you haven't been to the one in Scottsdale yet.
No, I haven't. No.
Any desire to go down there?
Yeah, if I'm ever in Scottsdale.
When was the last time you were to Scottsdale?
I've never been to Scottsdale.
Well, see,
We need a reason to go.
well, I went to Scottsdale. I didn't really care for it. I prefer Vegas over Phoenix any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw Cardinals. They played the Packers in the playoff game, and I hate that stadium. It's just a big warehouse where the Cardinals play.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to go back there.
Yeah, it would be fun to
Yeah.
go down and check it out, though.
Yeah.
I like traveling, so.
So you mentioned the big Harley party last year is the 120th anniversary of Harley Milwaukee.
Yep.
So they're having that again because I saw the email coming in.
Yep.
July 25th to the 28th of July or something like that.
They're going to do something every year now. So there's
really?
always going to be a homecoming. There's going to be a big festival every year. So this year, the headliner for the festival is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm-hmm. So
Offspring
you're
will
going
be
to see
playing.
Flea?
Hopefully, we
He
even
is-
get to meet him.
You need his autograph for me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
If you need me to, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Okay.
I'll go find him, Steve. I'll
Yeah.
do that for you.
So they're going to have a party every year in Milwaukee going forward?
Yep.
So why are they doing that?
I think they're looking at the popularity of Sturgis and how people are constantly riding to all these different locations and spots. Like right now, it's Daytona Bike Week
Mm-hmm.
as well. So
Mhm.
there's
I think it's just also giving people another reason to ride and a place to go.
Another reason to give Harley their money too.
Yeah.
Well, or t-shirts
course.
and caps and shoes and whatever.
well, you got to visit the museum.
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
go to the boutiques.
Okay.
And then the boutique at the museum.
You gotta
It's
buy a
got
t-shirt.
very exclusive clothing there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's yeah.
So Tom, you didn't go down last year, eh?
No.
What about this year? You going down this year?
No, I don't
Why
think
not?
so. Because he'll probably end up going. I
Why
gotta
don't
stay
you
to
like
work.
collect some money at the dealership so Tom
Yeah.
can go in 2024? No.
Well, we
I think
could
that's a
start
great
like
idea.
We can have
a
fun.
a GoFund Tom.
The Tom will have fun to go to Milwaukee.
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I'll donate $1 loony right now, okay?
Perfect.
How much do you need to go down? You need an airplane ticket,
Yeah, well, first class,
Hotel.
of course. Yeah.
Denny's, dinner.
Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Dinner at Denny's.
Yeah, we get you a coupon or a voucher
Okay.
to one of those.
You're not going to tag him along with you?
Well, he's got to beat me at rock paper scissors, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you're going this year again,
So I think so. Yeah,
eh? Yeah, I
find
hope
out.
so. Cross
I
your
hope so.
fingers.
Yeah.
Well, who else would go other than you?
Tom.
Tom?
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more better.
Okay.
More better.
Yes,
So you're going to probably go down this year again?
probably. Yeah.
And then what are they going to have a big party for you or like for
Yeah,
number one
we're-
volume dealer in Canada?
Yeah. So there'll be another gala. So we'll do probably the same thing, and then it'll
What
be a nice
do
time.
they do the same thing? Like have a big party?
Yeah, so they
dinner?
recognize and honor all the dealers that
Yeah.
are, top
Okay.
performing dealers
Yeah.
throughout Canada and the United States and from around the world.
Mhm.
So there's like a gala dinner and stuff like that we'll attend.
Yeah.
And then
well, you'll
there's-
attend. Tom,
Yeah,
well, if
we
he
at
gets
the
that
dealership
fund of
working.
more than $1, he'll eventually get out there, eh?
Well, I'll give you a buck, Tom.
Well, so
thank
he's got
you.
2 bucks. He's got 2 loonies.
Yeah.
I'm
So you're at
almost there.
$2.
I'm almost there.
Small incremental steps, right?
Maybe
That's-
convince Gary to take you down there, eh?
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they have a gala dinner. What else they have? They give you an award for being the number 1 volume dealer.
yeah,
in
and then
Canada.
we have like a guest pass to the museum, and
Okay.
there's other events and stuff
So
like
what's
that
in
that
the
are happening.
museum? Like I've never been to Milwaukee or the museum. So is it
Oh,
like? Is it
The
nice?
museum's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It's got so much history. That's the one thing about Harley. They've been in business for so long. They've got so
Mhm.
much history to draw from, and a lot of that is in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it, they don't display them all, but that Harley every year production keeps 1 bike behind for
Oh,
every model, and they
okay.
keep it in a museum. So they bring out these bikes and they
Yeah.
rotate through them in their museum.
Okay.
And so they've got some really neat bikes.
Yeah.
Evil Knievel's bikes in there.
Okay.
They've got some really neat stuff.
But you haven't seen it. He's seen it.
No, I went
Oh,
like
you've
years
been there?
ago. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you've been
yeah.
to Milwaukee.
Oh, I've been to Milwaukee a couple
Okay.
times.
It's-
Yeah, I just
One of the coolest things that I saw last year at the museum was after the earthquake that happened in Japan that set the nuclear reactor off. There
Mhm.
was a bike that actually floated from Japan to Victoria, Vancouver Island.
Mhm.
And they recovered the bike. They traced the VIN number of the bike back to the original owner in Japan.
Mhm.
And he said that he wanted the bike put into the museum in Milwaukee
Yeah.
so that they can never forget what happened to Japan
Okay.
at that point in time. So they've got this bike in there and it's all covered in barnacles and
Yeah, yeah.
seaweed and,
Okay.
and it's this one that floated from Japan to
What is that? Like
Vancouver
a
Island.
CVO?
No,
No,
it's a
it's like an
Dyna
old
Street
div.
Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FX.
All right. Okay. And so you're probably going to Milwaukee. Hopefully, if he gets more than $2, he's going.
Yeah.
And
we'll
then-
see.
I'll give you a toonie now. You're up to 3.
$3. And then there's concerts going all weekend.
Yeah. So Red Hot, like you said, Red Hot Chili Peppers is the headliner. They've
Yeah.
got Jelly Roll, The Offspring, Cypress Hill.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the Destroy Boys.
Okay.
There's
So
it's actually
Harley's
a pretty
paying
good
for all
lineup.
these guys to come in and give you guys a free performance, right?
Yeah, last year there was probably I'd say close to 200,000 people at the festival
Really?
altogether. Yeah.
So did you have front row seats for the concert, or they're way in the back?
Well, it's just general admission.
Okay.
Once you get into the park, then
You just go screaming and yelling and push people all the way to get to the front.
yeah, you either go through them or you go over top of them.
Okay.
It's how you get to the front of the stage, right?
Yeah. But it was a good old time that last summer, eh?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Okay. So you talked about you guys being number one in Canada. Who's the number one volume dealer in America? Just out of curiosity. Do you guys know who that is?
I don't know.
No?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. I saw they kind of did like the Platinum Awards, everything else. I can't remember exactly who it was for the United
What do
States.
you think that would be? In California or Florida or New York?
Texas.
Texas, I
Yeah,
think
probably
so.
Texas.
Well, I know Barnett's used to be one of the biggest dealerships in the world.
Where's that?
That's in Texas.
Okay, where's that? Dallas or Houston?
I can't remember which
Yeah.
city it's in,
Okay.
but I remember reading a stat that what they do in a month, we would do in a year.
Wow.
Mhm. And I think it was there's Red Rock Harley Davidson too. They're a pretty high volume dealer.
They're in Vegas though, aren't they?
I think they're a pretty
Yeah.
high volume dealer though.
What about Matt Laidlaw? Because he's all over YouTube. You know, he's got his. Have you seen his videos and all that? He's
Yeah,
really,
he actually-
really tall guy too, right?
Yeah,
But is he pretty good? The Orange County Harley
yeah. I'm
dealership.
pretty sure they do a pretty good clip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I visited last time I was in LA. I visited Bartell's Harley Davidson, and
Where is that located?
they're kind of by UCLA.
Okay, in
Yeah.
the Westwood area.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
something like that.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was a pretty good dealer. I mean,
Yeah.
we were down there in November, and for us, it's almost alien to see people riding in and out of
Yeah,
the
into
dealership
dealers.
nonstop. And yeah, they had lots of traffic going by, lots of bikes pulling in and going out.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about Europe? I mean, is Harley a big seller still in Europe?
I think it's a little bit more boutique over there.
Mhm.
There's strong tariffs on Harleys, and so the prices are higher naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have some strong dealers, especially like in London and Berlin. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard Pan America's actually doing really, really well in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know when I was in Italy and France not last year, the year previous,
Mhm.
I think I counted a total of 8 Harleys that I saw and about 10,000 scooters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And did you see Pan America's there?
I saw one Pan Am.
Pan Am. Okay.
And then Kat, who used to work for us, she was in Spain. She was cruising around Spain on a Pan America.
Okay. Okay.
She'd done that for
So now that you
a little
mentioned the
vacation.
Pan America, is that still a strong bike? I mean, I know they came out 3 or 4 years ago, and I think it was the number one selling adventure bike in North America that year. Got revealed. Is that still a strong contender right now?
Yeah, we're still selling good on them.
Yeah.
And actually, Harley just recently brought a new CVO Pan America
Yeah.
to the lineup as well. So
Okay. So that one's about 38 or 40 grand out the door, right? If I got my math right,
that one's 38
before tax.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're looking at 42 probably.
Yeah.
So what's so special about a Pan America CVO opposed to just the Pan America 1250? What is it, the S or
S,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference?
it just comes fully loaded. So everything that you thought you would put onto your Pan America, this one already comes with it. As well, it comes with an amazing paint set.
Okay. What's a paint set? What color is that?
that one, I think, what's the red that they call it? Do you recall?
I can't remember the name of it down.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like they've even powder coated the frame of the bike red
Yeah.
as well. So there's a lot of things like we've been doing a lot of these custom builds on these Pan Americas,
Mhm.
including tearing the bike right
Yeah.
down to the frame,
Yeah.
sending the frame out to go get powder coated. We've done some pretty cool builds that way.
Mhm.
So this one's already kind of got everything. So you
And it's got the bags and everything.
Yeah.
The big black steel bags on
Yep.
it. 3 of them.
Screaming Eagle
Yeah.
exhaust. You got the
Okay.
bags. You've
Does
got
it drive itself for 42,000 or no? Not
well, you could probably
Almost.
cruise and
Yeah.
point in the right direction, right?
Okay, so I know you guys have a lot of successful bikes. I mean, I got a lowrider ST. I think that's an awesome bike. Thanks for getting me the El Diablo. The Fat Bob, though, surprising, that's gone for 2024. What happened to that?
I think sales on it just slowly were declining year
Really?
over year, and I think it's part of Harley's just streamlining the bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And they could see how strong their lowrider and lowrider STs were, and they decided to just shift their focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, and the breakout made a comeback for us as well.
Yeah, it's got a 117 in this year.
117,
and they got a
and-
nice alpine green color.
Yeah.
That looks
beautiful
pretty
color.
sweet.
Yeah, you know what you got to see is the white onyx pearl. That
Okay.
is the showstopper.
Okay.
That's my new favorite color this year.
White onyx pearl on a breakout.
Yeah.
And do you have one in stock or
I have
no?
one on the floor.
Oh, you do? Okay, maybe I'll check that out when I come
Yeah,
back next
we'll
week.
put a sold sign on it for you.
That's another bike.
No
As
problem.
long as you keep it at the
Yeah.
dealership, I'm fine with that.
But I think it's once you reintroduce the breakouts to the lineup, you're just streamlining the lineup.
Yeah.
The Lowrider ST this year, we're going to have more volume of that bike
Mhm.
coming through the dealers. So it's not going to be such a phantom bike for consumers to get their hands on, which
Mhm.
is nice because, again, all of ours were sold until we actually,
Yeah.
or I didn't even get to ride one until
No.
last year.
Yeah.
Mhm. But what happened with the Fat Bob? Because how many did I have? I had an orange one. I had a red one you sold me.
Yeah.
I had a black one. I think I had 3 of them. So I like the Fat Bob because what I felt like as I get older, I like naked bikes. You know, I used
Yeah.
to drive street bike, like the sport bikes. When you get old and you're kind of lazy, you like the naked bikes. So I felt that was almost like a naked bike version for Harley. I know it had that cyborg look, you know, the Battlestar Galactic kind of headlight, and
Yeah.
it had the inverted forks.
Yeah.
I like the bike. It
I
didn't
think
sell well.
It
or
was one of my favorite bikes that Harley's had. It's
Yeah.
arguably one of the best handling bikes Harley's
Yeah.
put out. It had a really nice size, really nice weight to it, really nice balance to it, inverted front end on
Yeah.
it, a little bit steeper fork angle, so you quicker
Yeah.
turning.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a wonderful bike.
Did it
That's what
sell
I
well,
ride.
or no?
I have
Or
a
was I
22
just the
Fat
guy
Bob.
buying 3 of them in a year and a half?
It sold consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
what was the
we don't have
deception?
any left on our floor. Ours are all gone, and
Because Will Smith, he rode one in
In-
Bad Boys 3 or something.
Yeah.
Ride. We'll ride forever or whatever. He rode, and he had like a side card on it, and he was shooting a machine gun from it. I
really,
remember that.
I'm gonna have to
scene.
watch that one.
Yeah, that's the last installment.
Yeah, maybe I'll add a sidecar to mine.
But what happened? They just decided to unilaterally drop the bike.
Yeah.
Because that was a kind of a shocker for me. Because I always enjoyed that bike, and I always thought, okay, I'll
I
buy
think it was a
another
shocker for a lot of people. I
Yeah.
mean, I know they didn't ask me about it because I would have told them to keep it.
Okay, and then, but is it on the plan to come back at all, or is it just gone?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harley's very good at keeping everything under their,
Mhm.
act until they release it, and I think they do that to protect the dealers.
Because the Fat Bob was popular because it had that dual,
Yep.
round headlights, and then
Yeah, they
got
ran the
rid of
bike for
that,
10
and they went
years.
the cyborg look.
Yeah.
But it always sold well, and actually, like talking about One Broken Biker nationally. When we started supporting One Broken Biker, we started giving them a bike, and I think that was the first bike we ever donated to One Broken Biker. I don't think you were around at that
No,
point.
I think that was
you're
before my
still
time.
around.
Yeah, yeah.
We got in a black one.
Yeah.
And that was the first donation bike we did to OBB. And a lot of people looked at it like, what the hell is this? I mean, it had the inverted forks, but it still sold well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The raffle tickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the guy that won it, he actually had one back in Ontario, so he sold it.
Nice.
But I like that bike. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was kind of a European flair to a
Yeah,
Harley.
yeah,
thing.
Absolutely, and a
Yeah.
naked bike and good handling. It was a fun bike.
I absolutely love mine.
Yeah.
Do you have a Fat Bob?
Yeah, I got a 22 Fat Bob.
Okay, so if I need to buy one, I'll just call you.
Yeah, you can just
What
buy
colors? What colors?
mine. I got the white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've also got the Memphis Shade fairing on mine. I did
Yeah.
a stage 2 torque cam after
Yeah.
I rode your old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The red one.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
do the stage 2 torque cam
Yeah.
on mine after that. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then where's Harley going from here? Stable company. They're having fun. They're doing this, annual party every year. Things look good for Harley Davidson. In the
I think
future.
things look great for Harley Davidson. I
Yeah.
think they've got a CEO in place that has a very clear path of what he wants to accomplish.
Mhm.
And you can see it in the way he's promoting the brand, the way he is coming out with products. I mean, it's very systematic, it's very analytical, and it's really, really smart. You know, even streamlining the street glides down to 2 bikes, the street glide and the road glide, and then making dealers be able to accessorize bikes. I think it's smart business. I think Harley's strong. I think they're going to go on forever.
So they'll appeal to the next generation, because there's always that talk like, oh, you know, the Harley guys are dying off, and eventually Harley will just.
I think it's in the back of everybody's mind, but I think Harley is doing a very effective job of drawing in that younger crowd, of getting the younger riders onto their.
So
bikes.
do you think they're doing this annual party to draw in the younger millennials, saying like, "Hey, we're a fun company, and it's not just about sales. Come and party with us, and we have these live bands coming and everything."
Yeah, I think they're finding ways to kind of cater to the widest audience they possibly can. Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's. Yeah. I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. I think they're only going to embellish it. Actually, I just saw the other day that there's a new movie coming out with Austin Butler. He's one of the actors in it, and also what was his name? James Reader. He was in Walking Dead.
Okay.
And it's about motorcycling, and I think and Harley's actually the one that shared it and promoted it on their Instagram page. So I have a feeling there's going to be a fairly big resurgence and revival in motorcycling.
But they also cut back the dealers now, haven't they? They streamlined that too, because there was 2 dealers. We won't talk about the other one that's gone.
Yeah.
But they're gone. Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
So you're the only show in town right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Why was there a decision to cut that back? Because I know they cut dealers out in the U.S.
I think what
BC.
they recognize the fact that to have a strong dealer network, you need strong dealers, and to make dealers stronger, you need to be able to give them the opportunity to sell and have that market share. And especially in Alberta and BC, it was a little bit saturated with how many dealers there were. I mean, small towns that maybe shouldn't have had a dealership, they had dealerships, and they were taking business away from the big dealerships. And I think with Harley's plan going forward, they wanted their dealers to reinvest back into the brand, reinvest back into their dealerships.
Yeah.
And they were making it easier for them to do it by taking away some of these other dealerships that weren't performing quite.
Like what, Cranbrook maybe?
Cranbrook, Lloydminster.
Yeah, Lloydminster.
The sustainability of the
Yeah.
dealership
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those markets are. How many people are actually buying the products in the market there, right? And bringing their bikes in for service and keeping the dealership alive, right? So then if you have larger super centers that people can bring their bikes to that can support and maintain, the Harley Davidson standard there, then that's kind of the way forward.
Okay, so they're trying to make it more exclusive, keep the dealers more sustainable, and then you guys can just keep on trucking away.
I think what's really going to be exciting for a lot of Harley riders is the fact that there's also a new fuel program that's coming, and it's hitting all the dealerships, and a lot of these dealerships are having to do renovations and come up to the new Harley Davidson standard. And some of the dealerships that are coming out right now are, jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
Like which one? Give me an example. Like Calgary Harley with the big eagle?
Yeah, well, Calgary Harley is a beautiful, beautiful dealership. It
nice.
truly is.
Well, what's a nice one that's being reviewed?
Redline in Saskatoon right now.
They have a nice dealership in Saskatoon.
Yeah, they just built a brand new facility, and it's spectacular.
Okay.
Edmonton Harley just went through a big renovation. They were actually closed through the month of January.
Which one? Yellowhead or Barnes?
Yellowhead.
Yellowhead?
Yeah.
Okay. Same owner still up there?
Yep.
Okay, they didn't change ownership.
And then I think you were recently out in Halifax area.
Yeah, but I wasn't in privateers. I was out there for 25 hours.
Well,
I
so
didn't
I know
have time to
that
sleep.
I know that the Moncton store though, Harley Davidson in Moncton
looks nice.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, but I called them today and said, no, no, we're not giving. You still have to pay HST. So I said, screw that stuff.
Steve doesn't pay the harmonized sales tax.
No, I won't pay it 10%. Are you insane? No. Like I said, even I have an Alberta driver's license. They say, no, you still have to pay the HST. So forget about it. but that's it. But that's a nice dealership. I've seen that online. What's been the secret of your success? Because, like you guys are the number one dealer in Canada. And, you always think of Ontario as the center of the universe. They should be number one in everything, or BC, because there's so much riding out there. And you mentioned Laval. What's been the secret of success of you guys being number one for 3 years in a row? Because it is, like I was born and raised in Calgary. When I grew up here, there's 250,000 people. Now it's 1.6. The airport's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper put $2 billion in that airport. It's pretty impressive. But, you don't really think of Calgary, like you think of Calgary oil and gas. What's been the secret of you guys always being consistently number one for 3 years in a row?
I think I always tell people we're closer to the money.
Yeah.
And I think that has a trickle down effect. And we have a product that is very desirable and people want it and people have the money to buy it. So they're buying Harleys.
So you're saying there's a lot of oil money or there's a lot of expendable cash in Calgary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When you have a 23-year-old on your floor there and he's making $150,000 at 23 years old. And I'm just like, what am I doing?
Why is he coming to me to support me? I can stay at home and play Xbox all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of it has to do as well. A lot of the success that we're having is we've changed probably our philosophy on how we sell, right? And that our stocking levels are quite a bit higher than what a lot of other dealers are able to stock.
And Harley's doing a remarkable job of getting us inventory when we want it.
Okay. And what's been the secret of getting inventory? Because I know they in the car industry sometimes they blackball certain dealers, like, we're not going to give you this car because you're not selling it well, or you pissed us off, you sold it to China without us knowing. What's been the secret of Calgary Harley getting that inventory from Milwaukee? Just because you have the
so the more
stuff?
you turn, the more allocation they're going to give us.
Yeah.
So if we continuously turn our product, right, we're not letting it stale date. We're not hanging on to previous model years for too long. They're going to fulfill our orders and our demand. They're going to give us more product.
Okay.
Right. If we sit on inventory that's 3 years old and still considered new bikes, you're not going to get the product.
I know Calgary's full of money. I grew up here, and and everybody keeps on moving to Alberta because the tax rate is low, good cost of living. You're close to the mountains. You're close to Montana. You're 5 hours away from Great Falls, which is a terrible city, anyways.
Yeah.
But if you want Sonic, go there for the Sonic dog. I don't know if you like Sonic.
Yeah.
But
nowhere to find you in Great Falls.
But you guys have you had a good marketing campaign? Because I see you guys on YouTube. You're always doing videos. I've seen you doing videos promoting bikes on the floor. I've seen you on the breaking news. So has it been a secret of just having a good marketing team behind Calgary Harley too?
I think that we've just got a great team at the dealership and everybody's working towards the same goal. Yeah. And so that, marketing, even we've got a BDC girl that does a remarkable job.
What's a BDC girl? I need one of those.
Business development.
Okay, I have one of those.
So she handles all our leads and she distributes them and she's on us to make sure that we, get to these leads in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. Okay.
And it keeps getting shorter and shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys,
we just went down to 10 minutes today.
I got to give it out to you have the apparel division and there's 2-3 girls there.
Yeah.
I always forget their names.
Akita, Shannon, and Ebony.
Yeah, they're great. They're just so nice to deal with.
And they know their product.
Yeah. And they make you feel warm and fuzzy when you come in. And obviously just drop another $50 in a hat I don't need.
Yeah. Well, you give it to Tom so he can make it to Milwaukee. Don't put it in that hat. Put it in Tom's hat.
But then you guys have a good setup. I like what you guys did. You have the the brook out the walls. You got the big eagle there, and it feels comfortable coming in. And you've got all your product really set up well. Is there a strategy when you go to set up a dealership of how you put your product, your apparel division, and your bikes and everything? Is there a strategy to that?
I think Harley's got a mandate of this is what they expect out of a dealership. So many square feet, it's got to be this. So many square feet, it's got to be that. I don't think they dictate to us exactly how the layout is.
Yeah.
I think we put a lot of thought in the way we did things at that dealership. We just went through that renovation about 4 years ago, and it made a huge difference. And I think we just have a really nice layout of the dealership.
Yeah, and the way it flows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to get all the way through the dealership. And, you kind of hit every single department along the way. And you know what? We have a candy shop. It's a beautiful facility.
Where's the candy shop?
Well, we are the candy shop, right? We get so many customers from all over Alberta, Canada, throughout the world that come to our dealership, and they just get kind of lost and immersed inside the dealership.
A lot of people don't realize we even have an upstairs at the dealership
Yeah, yeah.
there, and they miss that. And so
Yeah.
I always try and tell people, we've got 110, 120 used bikes upstairs. Go take a look.
Okay.
And their minds are blown away when they just see that sea of
Okay.
Harleys.
And
So
then
you got-
from that view too,
Yeah.
you can see
Yeah.
down into the shop. You can see
Mhm.
everybody's bikes being worked on. Like it's a very wide open.
Was that a
Yeah.
design that Gary and your team came up with, or any consultation from Harley directly from Milwaukee at all, or it was just a plan to do it that way?
It was the plan of the building that they moved into.
Yeah.
So we already had the mezzanine set up there, and we just figured what's going to work best for what we want to accomplish. And
Okay.
this is the design we have.
So you do have the 110 used Harleys upstairs. Do you still have the tattoo shop, or has that been closed down?
That's been closed down. Tattoo artists are hard to keep, and
Okay, they're very prima donna, aren't they?
I think they're artists.
It's a tough environment to run a tattoo shop
Yeah,
in.
it
I've
is.
seen there's actually a lot of dealers that they bring in tattoo artists for special events
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Then they give them an area to get all set up
Mhm.
in. And again, we try to run it full time from upstairs,
Yeah.
but tattoo artists actually work on different hours. I know
Yeah.
that I've been in
Oh, yeah.
tattoo sometimes till 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
dealership traditionally closes. We close at 6:00 in the evening.
Okay.
So.
And then, so what's up in the tattoo shop right now?
So we've created a new office space up there. It's a
Okay.
beautiful environment.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we have our Eagle's Nest Lounge, which is located right next door
What's
to that.
that? The Eagle's Nest Lounge is like a drink place or something, or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You have a drink soda pop up there?
Yeah, we have soda pops. We have alcoholic pops
Okay.
too. We've got
Pringles.
we got
Popcorn?
we got nacho chips. We got
Okay.
hot dogs that we
Yeah.
serve every Saturday, and it's complimentary to
Really?
any of our visitors and our
Yeah.
guests.
We open it up for special events and Saturdays.
Okay, all right. So Saturday, when I don't want to spend any money on food, I come for a free hot dog.
Absolutely.
Love to have you, Steve. Yeah, and save you a trip to Great Falls.
Okay. But at the end of the day, I mean, you guys have a great shop. I've unfortunately bought a lot of bikes from you guys, and a lot of those bikes have been donation bikes to OBB. So I thank you for giving the opportunity to support OBB, One Broken Biker, and I think I got an order for a new bike coming in this fall. Hopefully, I'll get it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
don't
mean,
have to
we
cross
love what you guys do for the community as well,
Yeah.
and what
Yeah.
between you, Rover Law Firm, and One Broken
Yeah.
Biker, it really means a lot to us what you guys do to the community. So
Okay.
we're grateful to have you guys as partners. And
Okay. And you like being involved in the community and all that stuff, and Calgary Harley.
we're ready to dive in even deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody at the dealership is there just because it's a job. There's so much more that encompasses what we do there.
Mhm.
The community, the people that come in. I mean,
Mhm.
I've known customers for 30 years. I've seen them get old. I've seen them have kids. I've seen them retire out of Harley,
Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
and if they retire from Harley, where they go to Kawasaki ZX10RR?
no, yeah.
The odd one, yeah.
Leader by
Yeah.
210 horsepower.
Yeah, usually they go from 2 wheels to 3 wheels,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
to
let's talk
4
about,
wheels again on a wheelchair.
but you've seen them grow up and spend more money over 30
Yep.
years. Yeah. And then the one bike I got to talk about, I know we keep on talking about, I still haven't bought it, the trike, the Rogue Line.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's just a sweet bike.
Let's do it, Steve.
I know, but then someone told me
Just buy it.
Someone told me in the U.S. that they're going to change the fairing to make it look like the new one. I don't know if it's true or not,
Well, they haven't yet. And
Yeah.
like I said, Harley's pretty good at keeping things hush hush.
but I think it's a sweet bike. And
Yeah.
in DJ Yella, I don't know if you know the group NWA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one. Matt Laidlaw sold him one.
Yeah.
So Matt Laidlaw, when he did a video of the new Road Glide trike, or
Yeah.
it's called the RG3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Rogue Glide 3.
Yeah, it's not after Robert Griffin III,
No.
the useless quarterback from the Washington Redskins. he's a better commentator on sports than when he was a quarterback.
Yeah.
But he did win the Heisman. I have to give him that. But the RG3 is quite the bike. I mean, I know it's I keep on bugging you about it. But
Yeah, well,
I should have to get one.
Yeah, you should, and you should do it up, do some bars, black it out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a hot bike. I love the look of that thing.
Yeah.
The lines on it. It's
Yeah. Well, they blew me away when I saw it last year because the trike looks like a trike.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a wheelchair, but then all of a sudden they made a wheelchair look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we know what we can do with that bike right now.
Yeah.
Right. With the new product, that's the only blemish to the new product is there's still a lot that has to come out for them.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There's a lot of small little design changes. One of the things right now that we're looking at on this new Road Glide and Street Glide is the fact that they changed how the intake mounts.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really limiting, what other intakes you can put on the.
It doesn't breathe through the heads anymore. It breathes through the crankcase and the transmission.
Okay, so if you had the cash, would you buy an RG3 just as a third or fourth bike?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
would, and I would soup it up because I think it looks so cool with blacked out, some custom wheels on it, some bars.
Now it's got the trunk in the back. You open it up. Would you put an amp in there and just crank out the tunes?
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
We built a couple of freewheelers too in the past where you actually have speaker pods that go onto the fenders and all that kind of stuff. So
I saw some guy in the US. He opens up his trunk. He's got a whole amp in there, just blowing everyone away with the speakers.
So we're putting together a quote for you.
let's
I already have it built.
There you go.
That's why he was alluding to.
Yeah.
I know I've been around this a couple times. So
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, we're ready when you are.
And then but then I was also looking at the new Pan America Alpine Green. That's a pretty sweet color.
Yeah.
I like that color. It just sticks out.
Very rich, really deep.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have one of those on the floor, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we've got a.
I'll find you one though.
You'll find me one.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I think if there's one thing where Tom says I'm okay at something, is finding bikes.
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty
okay. You'll probably
Yeah.
get one of those in this year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're a big enough dealership. We get every color, every bike.
Yeah. What's the most popular color you sell of all the
Black.
Black? And why is it?
Well, I've got customers that tell me it's not a Harley unless it's black.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but black Harleys look pretty good.
Yeah, it's still our top selling color, but we've actually done really well this year. The new Whiskey Fire color has really done well for us. The blue is really doing good as well.
The shark skin blue is starting
that's
to
a cool
get traction.
Yeah, it looks very funky.
Yeah. And we've sold a couple of those Red Rock Reds as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, but black is black. It'll be always popular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
everyone wants to be like Johnny Cash, right?
Yeah.
The man in black. Okay, cool. All right. So I guess wish you well this year and congratulations. I hope the bike show went well for you guys, or was it good?
Yeah, we had a great time. It's always good to have the community come down to the BMO Center there and to meet everybody and shake hands and meet some new faces and some familiar faces as well. So
all right. And then for the Stanley Cup, obviously we're all in agreement the Flames ain't going to win the cup this year, right?
I don't think so.
You never know, right? They just traded Noah Hannafin to the Golden Knights. So
they did that. That was on the news last night and this morning. So they did trade him?
Yeah, it just hit though that Hannafin went to the Golden Knights.
What did they get in return for?
So that's what everybody's waiting on.
Okay, they probably got like a 6-pack of Bud Light and some nachos, maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah.
At least.
So are you a Flames fan, Tom?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I grew up being an Oilers fan.
Well, where did you grow up in Calgary?
Edmonton. And then I moved to Calgary. Yeah,
Next time, don't bring this clown.
Well, it's tough for me when I watch the Flames play against Edmonton, and I usually, I'm torn because I don't know what team to go with. So it's usually the one who's losing, and I always go for the underdog.
Okay. So have you seen Oilers play in the new Rogers Center?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I've been outside of it. I haven't seen it. I don't want to go in that stadium.
I got to go to Game 4 in round 2. And it was
Rogers Center.
In Rogers Center.
Is it nice?
It is. It's
better than the Saldo?
Not quite the same.
Saldo's the best of the best.
It is because you have that actual nostalgic feeling of being inside the Saddle Dome.
They can't have normal concerts because they can't have the speakers.
Yeah. But no, that new arena is incredible, and I can't wait to see what we come up with.
Are we going to get a new stadium, or the
absolutely
keep on promising?
No, we're getting one. Don't worry. It's going to be bigger, better, badder, way cooler, and we'll actually win a Stanley Cup again in that facility.
Yeah. Well, my life is over with because '89 I was here and they won the cup. In 2004, if it wasn't for what's his name, who's the commissioner of it?
Yeah.
Gary Bettman.
Yeah, that puck went in.
That
It
puck
did.
went in.
It
100%.
was sent in, but
Yeah.
Bettman had to have a Florida team win the cup.
Yeah, I actually still have the VHS that's recorded on
Yeah.
inside a box inside my garage, but I still have it, and I can prove that.
I was at that game, so you've had my seats before.
Yep.
We're in that Chrysler. I don't know what's it called, the Telus section now or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I sold that. I sold my 2 tickets to a guy in Florida. He came up, so he gave me good money for the tickets. I put the money in the bank and still had money left over, so I took my buddy and we went in the corner of the second row, and we were right near that net where he kicked it in. Like, he didn't kick it in.
No, but they actually just raised Mika Kiprasov's jersey number into the rafters at the Saddle Dome,
Yeah.
and even he said it was in.
Yeah. Okay.
Very limited speech, but he did whisper
Yeah.
it was in.
They retired his number, eh?
Yeah.
Was it 34?
34.
Okay.
Yeah. And then coincidentally, the Flames beat the Penguins that night
Mhm.
4-3.
Oh, okay.
And then the way that they had displayed on television,
34.
Penguins 3, Calgary
Did
4.
Mika actually talk, or he's just his normal self, like very?
All he said was,
introvert?
it was in.
That was it.
That was it.
And then he left.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Give
See
it
you
away.
later. And then he went back on the flight to Finland. Right
Pretty
away.
much,
Yeah.
Like whenever the season ended, he was on the first flight back to Helsinki. He never stayed here at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Well, obviously we're all in agreement the Flames aren't going to win the cup this year. Who's your pick for the Stanley Cup Finals this year?
I have to go with Edmonton.
Oh my God. This guy. You showed up with this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be the last time I
You
probably.
think they'll win the cup?
They've got players there, and
Mhm.
they've got no goaltending though.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them win again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who do you like for the finals?
Well, I think for the finals, what I would love to see, because I did do 19 years in Vancouver, is I'd like to see
Yeah.
Boston versus Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Boston can win it. The Canucks don't need to
Yeah.
win it.
Yeah.
I don't have any love for the Canucks, but it would be cool to see that reunion
Yeah,
again. And I mean,
riding in downtown Vancouver.
yeah,
Yeah.
and both those teams are playing phenomenally again this year.
Well, they
so-
just signed Peterson some massive contract, $11.6 million a year or something like that.
yeah, for 8 years.
Yeah, is he pretty good?
Patterson?
Patterson or
He's
whatever.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He's okay.
You think the Canucks can win it or no?
No,
I don't think so.
no. I think they're destined to
I think
never
it's
take
either
it.
going to be Vegas because they're loading up on players right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Or
Well, they
maybe-
just picked up Hannafin. So.
Yeah, I know. Or
Yeah.
what do you think of Florida? You think they've got a chance?
Who did they
Kachuk?
just picked up too? They just picked up another player. I can't remember who they picked up.
Okay. But definitely not the New Jersey Devils, eh?
No,
They're
no,
okay.
they're a hot mess right now.
Yeah.
They just hired Green. What's his name? Travis Green or Mike
Yeah,
Green
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've got no
Because
chance.
they just fired their coach, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they got the Hughes brothers. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Are they brothers or they?
No, because Quinn Hughes plays for Vancouver, and then what's his name? His
The one
brother.
for the Devils.
Yeah, plays for the Devils,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he just came back, but they were saying that a lot of what a lot of the moves Vegas are made just recently
Mhm.
are because Colorado's making moves as well.
Oh, okay.
So they're a favorite for the Cup again.
All right, Colorado or Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'd
Out of
go
the
for
West.
Colorado.
Yeah, I'll go for Vegas. Might as well.
Why not?
Yeah. They can win everything if they want. Plus, they got good weather. The stadium's okay. Have you ever seen a game at T-Mobile or no? I saw them play the Flames. It's
Yeah.
okay with stadium. Yeah, but they have like it's like before they start the game. It's typical Vegas. They have like a Vegas show start that's all hyped up, and then the game starts. So typical Vegas kind
Yeah.
of hype going on.
I heard that's the biggest distraction is just how much of a show it is.
Yeah, before
Right.
the game starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just the two anthems and away you go.
No. Okay. Well, congratulations. I wish you all guys hopefully it'll be 4 in a row. Hey.
That's what we're gunning for.
Yeah. For the number 1 volume dealership in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish you all the best. Obviously, we got an order coming in the fall, so I'm contributing to you guys getting to that record.
Yeah.
Again.
And then your RG3 is just waiting on the shoulder
Yeah,
for it.
and I gave him a loony. I gave him 2 loonies. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
he's
I'm
on his way
rolling
to-
in it.
Right
He's on his
on.
way to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
To see Flea.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
having us
you.
again, Steve.
Congratulations. Thank you. Nice having
Thanks,
you on the
Steve.
show again.
Thank you.
Kobi. And wish you guys all the best. And obviously, I'll see you at your dealership probably soon again with my paycheck. Okay.
Sounds good. Bring it
All right.
on down.
All right,
Just
well.
sign it over.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Bulldog Brewhouse Podcast. Obviously, you know, if you're looking for a Harley, head down to Calgary Harley and see my buddies Kobi and Tom. They definitely will have a CVO $75,000 one ready for you to buy. Correct?
No problem.
No problem. Just
Yeah.
have the cash money in the bag, right?
Just dump it out on the table.
Okay. All right. Until next time, see you, and hopefully everyone stays safe. Thank you.